Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zach Lee, and welcome to SDC, the NBA talk show where if I don't change up the intro every single day, you know something is very, very wrong. I don't know how to feel about this. Like, I honestly just don't know how to feel. See, there's a part of me that thinks this is extremely disrespectful. Then there's another part that's like, they're kind of right. And then there's the part that's like, this is no big deal. It's very conflicting. Anyways, what I'm talking about is some players on the Warriors saying that the team was rooting for the Clippers to win their series against the Jazz because there is no nightlife in Utah.
The problem with Utah is that you're just sitting there and your mind's just like dead. Because in LA, like you still got energy for the game because you're in LA. It's like, man, this is just a vibe. It's like in LA, but in Utah, it can kind of lull you to sleep. And then you're like, man, I slept too long, or I'm bored out of my mind. And now you gotta try to pump yourself up for the game. You know you're in the playoffs, and you're supposed to be pumped up anyway, but it's just the vibe is just like, man, let's just get up out of here. You know what I mean?
As far as nightlife, there's no comparison to nightlife in Utah and LA.
What do you do when you like? What do you do? You go guys be there.
Sit in your room. I think there's like an Olive Garden out there, and then a Benihana's. So you'll definitely be locked in all the way.
It heard it snowed last week, so I might try to go to the slopes, do a little snowboarding, snowmobiling. You know, hang out in the altitude. I won't be riding a dirt bike. Shout out to Madbone. It's a quick. Thankfully, every game is every other day, so it's kind of a quick trip. Hopefully, we'll use it wisely.
Yeah, they wanted to play in LA not because it will be an easier matchup or anything basketball related, but because there's stuff to do in LA before and after the games. Now, I say this is kind of disrespectful because it doesn't seem like they're taking the Jazz too seriously. Sure, they are without a doubt the favorites to win this series. Utah is a nice young team and all, but let's be real here. If the Jazz somehow manage to beat the Warriors, this will be one of, if not the biggest upset in NBA playoff history. At the same time though, just because you are the heavy favorites to win does not mean you should overlook your opponents and basically say we want to play whichever team city has more to offer us after the game. The teams or the players on that team don't interest us. It's the cities that interest us. It's like, come on, you guys gotta put some kind of respect upon the Jazz's name. You guys are here to play basketball, not to catch another case. And yes, I am referring to you, Matt Barnes. But like I said, there is the part of me that says, you know what, they're right. I mean, I can't blame them. If I had a choice to go to LA or Utah for free, I'm taking LA 100% of the time. That being said, if I had to pay with the way my financial status is looking, I'm not going anywhere. And then there's the part of me that doesn't think this is a big deal. Now, we couldn't find the full interviews or anything, so all I have to go off of is those videos that I showed you guys, plus what some reporters decided to, I guess, write in their articles. For example, Steph Curry also said this during his interview, which was conveniently left out of the video. Guys are disciplined. They know how to handle themselves in whatever city. Obviously, most of the guys here are more familiar with LA than Salt Lake City, but at the end of the day, if you're worried about extracurricular during the playoffs and that's your priority, then you got it twisted already. It's a business trip wherever we end up going. We'll be ready. And that's the kind of response you would expect. Something along the lines of, we're here to play basketball and compete, not to worry about the lack of nightlife or anything like that. But that wasn't part of the video, so if you solely watch the videos, you kind of would have been misled. Overall though, is it a bit concerning that some of the Warriors players have been thinking already about what they're going to do after the games before the games have even started? I mean, yeah, a little. They should be focused on the task at hand here. The lack of nightlife in Utah should not have even crossed their mind. But at the end of the day, these guys are all professionals. This is not their first time playing in the playoffs in a city that has no nightlife. They know what they need to do, and I'm sure they're going to do it. And that's going to lead us to the question of the day. Yes, I am bringing back the question of the day segment thingy. What do you think about the Warriors saying that they would rather play LA than Utah just because of the lack of nightlife in Utah? Leave your answers to the question of the day down in the comment section below, and you guys already know that I'll feature it in tomorrow's video. That being said though, let's move on to everything else that happened yesterday. Speaking of concerning things, this is not necessarily something I'd be concerned about if I were a Spurs fan, just a bit disappointed about. Not many people, if any at all, could have predicted the Spurs getting torched, annihilated, demolished, humiliated, exposed, whatever you want to call it, in Game 1 on their home court by the Houston Rockets in the conference semifinals. And I mean, they were down like 37 at one point, and it wasn't just the Rockets hitting shots that was to blame for this. If the Rockets were red hot just hitting contested jumper after contested jumper, you know, it's fine. Nothing you can do about that. But there is one thing that I have learned from watching the Spurs play over the past decade or so. Popovich only gets this angry when his players aren't trying. And like I said, the Rockets were hitting their shots. I mean, they made 22 threes last night, but it's just that the Spurs weren't really trying to contest a bunch of them. Late closeouts, poor defensive communication, they were just totally out of sync, which led to the Rockets getting one of their easiest win of these playoffs so far with a 126-99 win. James Harden had 20 points, 14 assists, and 4 steals. Capella had 20 points, 13 rebounds. Ariza was hitting just about every shot he put up, and he had 23 points. And the Spurs just let the Rockets get into too good of a shooting groove, and it was over. For the Spurs though, Kawhi Leonard had 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists, and I wouldn't expect to see that again from the Spurs this entire series. It's never a good sign, like never, when not even halfway through the first quarter, Cleveland is already doing off the backboard alleys. That just spells blowout in the making, and it's even worse when you have a guy like Iman Shumpert, who I don't think did a single thing against Indiana in the first round, posterizing your best rim protector only a few minutes later. You know, that's just not a good look at all. And it might have been a bit disheartening to the Raptors because it didn't really seem like their heart was in it last night. I mean, the Cavs were really just able to find open shots all night long, which made LeBron and the rest of the Cavs just extremely comfortable on the offensive end. In fact, LeBron got so comfortable that he almost thought he was back at the crib as he snatched some lady's beer and almost took a sip of it during the game. And with LeBron catching off the backboard lobs and drinking beers, Shumpert posterizing people, you already know Kyrie had to do something as well. So he went to work on Norman Powell, hit him with that boom bada bop boom pow, and his career wasn't over because he didn't fall. But at the same time, that's just not fair, Kyrie. Why'd you gotta do him like that? Kyrie had 24, LeBron had 35 points, 10 rebounds and 4 assists, and Lowry had 20 points and 11 assists for Toronto. And 116-105 was the final score. And that wraps up all the action for the day 17 recap of the 2017 NBA playoffs. And now it's time to get into the player of the day. Yesterday, you guys selected Isaiah Thomas and his 33 points and 9 assists as your play of the day, and here are today's nominees. You have LeBron James and his 35 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists, or James Harden and his 20 points, 14 assists, and 4 rebounds. You guys go vote for either LeBron or Harden by following the straw poll link down in the description box below. But other than that, thank you once again for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on it and subscribe to stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA. Now, until tomorrow, keep getting the Bucks, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!